Hi, Professor. Well, just to remind you, my name is Charles Guillaume, student ID 1676652. Well, I didn't know what to say, well, that much about the video, on the video, except for, getting a summary of whatever I already wrote. So I think I started my first group journal by, mentioning how it was intriguing to me that most of the leaders we had in our country, well, we didn't really know how they got to be there because obviously they were able to lead most of the people to vote for them. Leaders, I'm talking mostly about presidents who were able to be elected, not the ones who actually got the power by force or by coup d'état. And but yes, those were able to have like a huge crowd following, and when actually got in power, they resulted into they resulted to well not well they used force to have people follow their force or fear to have people follow them. I was always wondering, my friends and I, why, how come, how come this was, because if you were able to lead people into believing in you, I would think that you could still use the same skills that you used to have to get elected. However, this I like, well, if you didn't know, I'm from Haiti, and if you know, if you've been watching the news since, well, the rare time Haiti's been in the few times Haiti's been in the news, something always bad is going on there. And growing up over there, my friend and I were really frustrated about the situation there. We were not very bad. We were middle class people, and also, well, we were not privileged, but we had a pretty decent life compared to most people who live there. And we were always thinking of ways to make the country better, as most of the education that we received in school geared us towards trying to make something good for the country. So it was interesting that we always thought that the only way to rule it or to have people conform to the laws were by force, which which was exactly the thought process, I guess I'm assuming, of all the dictators who ruled Haiti. However, well, coming into the United States after my bachelor's and when I started working, but not clearly in my field, my bachelor was in biomedical engineering. I I got a taste of I got interested into management, and I realized that most all the good managers, well, there are managers over there that I don't really approve of their methods of leading their groups. I mean, all the good ones, I believe that they are good leaders because they seem to have people follow them, or people follow their directions effortlessly. And uh, that's what brought me to that. That's what had me register for that program, that engineering management. But little did I know that I wasn't really aware of on how good that leadership class was going to be. I mean, I'm not trying to flatter anybody or anything, but it really gave me an insight on all the what do you call it, criterias first, and tools that a leader can use to lead effectively. However, going through all this, well, going back through all the subjects and that we went over in class, I wonder. I mean, most of those subjects were the result of many researches. Now, people like me, after years of research, can go back and develop leadership skills. but you had people way before me, all those presidents, um, those army leaders and everybody else. We had a lot of good leaders, and if those publications were not available in their time, where did they learn how to be great leaders? So I think that at the end of this class, that's my main question. Because although I firmly believe that if I work at it and I practice or I read more about leadership, and I may become a good leader, but that will be after a lot of hard work. But those who became leaders, I'm not gonna say effortlessly, but those who actually were leaders before those materials were available to them, where did they learn it? Or was it something that they had within them? Or yeah, so I have to, I guess, since the class is over now, I'm gonna have to, I guess, do some research on my own, and that's on that subject. However, well, a couple of things I tried in the class, well, really worked. Like I told you, well, like I mentioned in one of my journals, that it was very hard for me to have people follow me, well, throughout my undergraduate. However, following, oh, how would I say that? Since I've been more conscious about not conscious about certain criteria that a leader must possess in order to be a good leader, and trying to practice them, I realized that it's been easier for me to convince people to follow me. And at the end of the class, well, especially the last class, and doing my last project, I didn't want to admit it, but I think that I'm starting to acquire the behavior of the right behavior that would not bring people to at least listen to what I have to say. And I think that's about it. And I think it was a very great class. I'm gonna ask I can't remember her name, and that's gonna be one of my downfall. The first would be procrastinating, but I have to make an effort to remember people's names. Well, I'm gonna have somebody in the department to allow me to save. I mean, if I can save those videos so I could go back through the classes and the presentations after this class is over. Well, it's been a great experience attending your class again. Thanks a lot.